Hey
Hey,
there.
hey, Steve, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good. Hey, guys.
So,
Hey,
hey
Rob.
Gary.
Hey, Matt. Think we're missing one person, Mr. House. Want to see if let's see if he'll join here. Want to give him another minute or two. How's everybody doing? Everybody trying to stay warm?
Hmm. See
How
my my
I
sweaters.
yeah, I see that. I see that. A
I
lot of
forget, Gary, where are you?
I'm in Orlando. It's a little cold here, so but not by the standards that you guys are going through.
Right,
It's for us, cold is like, in the 30s and the 40s here.
right, yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing better. A lot of shoveling in the snow, and it's also pretty cold at times, but it's manageable.
Okay, good, good. As long as you're inside and you're trying to stay warm, that's a good thing.
been -15 here.
Oh my God. Where are you again? Are you near Minnesota or something or
Yeah, I'm
oh,
close to the Minnesota border in
oh.
South Dakota.
Wow. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's got to be mega, mega, mega cold there. All right. I mean, I kind of wanted to go through hopefully Mike will join a little later on. Um Going through I wanted to go through week one and as you guys know, week one it was all about group buys, inner joins, outer joins, things like that. How to pretty much create good queries um, and inner joins, not just being able to list out um, the items or kind of join certain things between multiple tables, but then going in and actually doing an inner query within that, kind of going in and like, let's say, like where the initial snippets for week one, you guys were doing group buys where some of the queries were not giving you accurate information, right? So you guys were supposed to go in there, look at it, kind of run it, see what you got, and then come up with an alternate query to get the right answer. Like if, I know that in the beginning it was asking you guys for you had products, you had multiple sales in a table, and then you needed to come out with totals for the sales for each product, right? That's a group buy. So for product A, I need the totals for all the sales for product A, B, C, and D. Um, Also, within that, we also wanted to see if, let's say, there was a product E, and if it had no sales, you wanted it listed there as well. So you wanted it to come out not either with a null and say, yeah, there were no sales for this, or zero. Either would have been good. And then further down, you were asked for total sales by customer ID. So that was another group buy within that. And then you were supposed to look and see all of the sales and then have one line, which basically gave you a sales for each and every customer. And if there was a customer, you should have had also something in there that was kind of either a null or a zero. And then further down, you were basically taking the queries that were there and then asking AI like ChatGPT to see what it came back with as far as suggestions or whether what you guys provided was actually okay. and it will let you know. Um, of your deliverables in terms of what I saw, what you guys actually gave me back, only really Mr. Snyder actually provided the screenshots for ChatGPT. I guess you guys I guess asked, but you didn't include in your documentation what ChatGPT actually, said to you guys. I want to see that. I want to see that feedback. And then I want to see you guys, a couple of people, or actually just one person, um, did not provide the result set. I want to see that screenshot. I want to see the result set. And I'm assuming you guys went back and actually added up all the items and the totals for the products, and you guys added how many sales and stuff like that, just to kind of double check to make sure that what you guys were getting back from your result sets match what was in the tables. That's what I would have done, right? And the reason ChatGPT was included in this is because in the real world, that's what we do. Well, some of us are starting to do some of that, right? So we'll create a query, and then we'll get an answer set. It may be right, maybe wrong, or it may be kind of off. We may take that snippet of code, put it into ChatGPT because it's actually returning some pretty good results back based on code, and see what it says. That's actually a tool that we did not have back in the day. We actually had to either ask
Back,
someone else. Yeah,
back in the day, 2 years ago.
really. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
really.
We didn't have that tool. It was either you
Yeah.
figured it out yourself, or you asked a buddy, or someone else to look at your code. It's really nice to be able to take some code, put it in there, and it'll actually give you something intelligent back. So that's
Well,
a new thing.
and then sorry to
Oh,
hijack,
no,
but
go for it.
more and more your employers are going to expect that of you. Meaning they're just going to assume that you've done that. That's become part of your due diligence.
Exactly.
So that's why we're having you do this in this course and really all courses now on MSSD.
Yes, yeah. And only because generative AI has gotten so good.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, even in the beginning of, Gen AI, the code, I mean, you could do a nice template, but you really still had to do most of the code. You still do, especially if it's something that's complicated. You know, Sometimes it does make mistakes within, inner and outer joins. You can do it better. With MySQL, you know, the thing with MySQL, it doesn't do threaded queries so well because with a threaded query in a regular SQL server, it's going to go in and actually assign some memory to you. Every query gets assigned a block of memory. And then how efficient you are with that, right? With your query and how you structure it is how fast it's going to come back. It's the result sets that you get back. So it gets a little bit more complicated when you're dealing with a real SQL server. So you're not going to get that kind of really good result stuff back with MySQL. But it's a great way if you don't have your own SQL server to be able to at least go in and test what you guys have. And then as you get something different back from ChatGPT, you want to take that result and run it. See what you get back. And always check. Always go back and check to make sure that the additions are correct, that it actually did, apply all the sales, that you got all the customers back, stuff like that. So sometimes you need to take your SQL and you need to tweak it a little bit just to get the right result set back. But yeah, it's ChatGPT is a great tool. What did you guys think of I know Matthew, you had was it you or no, that was Michael. Michael had an issue with one of his but what'd you think, Matthew?
Yeah, I like to say quite a bit. Is that okay?
Go for it, please.
Yeah. I've been really like using Gemini quite a lot.
Okay, okay,
Um,
that's a good one.
and
Gemini's a great coder.
Yeah,
it I understand what you're saying about the group by distinction between that and joins and inner
yes,
joins.
yes.
I've been doing a lot of the leak code problems. I've gotten the first 35 done in this like 50 interview questions, and that seems like a great utility to show. And I've been I like SQL quite a bit. After doing these leak codes, I'm bridging the gap between the AI understanding it, like being able to like construct it. Like the second assignment was more construction versus like the first assignment, which was more like a basics understanding,
Right.
I think. And so my question is, can I redo the first three assignments and try to send screenshots? Because the reason why I did the log with the PDF was
Mhm.
because I have like so much Gemini. Like I have to go back and like it's gonna be like 50 photos or so. I'm doing quite a lot of, and the result page, I very much do enjoy that part of the query running with F5 and all that. So I was hoping to, because you said that I didn't
Yeah, you
meet the
don't have to
requirement.
show me every single step. Just if take your final SQL and then show me that you ran it in my SQL and then show me what the results are, you know?
Yeah.
Because then
Uh,
like that, I know you did it, you went through, and if you wanted to, like in one of the other snippets was, okay, we know that this is incorrect. So you changed it. What was it? Now you did send me the sequel. You did show me the sequel, but I want to see the result. I want to see what you got, you know?
sure. That's no
Yeah.
problem.
I
Yeah,
just
I
want to see
can
that you ran it. I want to
And
see
for
that,
sure.
I need to see that you got and what you got back, you know.
Sure.
and let me jump in here too, Matthew. Another really good technique is at the end, because sometimes you really have this long session.
True that.
Say to
Yeah.
Gemini or say to ChatGPT, now, can you give me a summary of this session that I can hand in to my instructor that
Hmm.
highlights the major learning points here?
Right.
So cool. So what it can do
Exactly.
is literally it can summarize its entire summary, and then you say, oh well, I'll add this in, but the whole idea of it is to make your life easier. Like you said, you don't want to do 100 screenshots. I say to ChatGPT, I don't want to do 100 screenshots. Please highlight the top 10 points that I learned in this session or that we learned in this session.
Exactly. And I don't need to see every little bit in terms of how you finally got to the last, query that was correct. I just need to see at least at the end, this is the query I'm running, this is what I came up with, and this is the results, and this is what I got. Right?
Sure.
That's what
Does
I
that
need
make
to see.
sense?
That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. Yeah, I have those screenshots. I'll just add them in, and I
Cool.
did do that for the PDF, but it would be also helpful, I think, to get screenshots of the exact moment when I asked it or something, because I'm just a little confused about the like because I provide code and then it helps me, and then I ask questions, and I suppose I ask questions while doing it and all that. So um,
That
I'm
I don't need
just
to see. I don't need to see the whole interaction. You
just the
know,
results.
Yeah, show me the
Okay,
result. And or at least the initial look. In the beginning, when you gave it the snippet of code, like for snippet one, and then you said, I know this is wrong. Give me the suggestions of what you think, is the right way to do it. And this is what I'm trying to do. And then it tells you, just show me that part, you know? Because the
so
conversations going back and forth can,
sure.
can be huge. Don't need to see all that stuff. Just
And then
Okay,
I'll tell you another trick too is at the end of it, copy and paste the actual assignment into Gemini and say, now help me summarize so that I can provide these deliverables to my instructor. It's
exactly.
gonna blow your mind. It's like, oh my God, all my work here, you're just summarizing. And you're gonna need to do that in the business world
Oh
because
yeah,
your boss isn't going to want to look at that big long list of how you
exactly.
got to your solution. He's interested in implementing the solution and making money off of it.
Exactly. And group buys, this is something that you guys are going to see constantly because
Oh,
they never want to see a list of stuff. They want to see, okay, last month there was a sale on product A, B, and C, and we took 10% off, and these are our best customers, and we want to see a group of all the sales that we did for so all of that stuff you have to put in the sequel in order to be able to get that list with the pertinent information that your boss wants to see. And it's all queries within queries within queries. So that's all group eyes.
mm.
Yeah. So this is really, 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 really important for you guys to know and get correct.
And that's what this course is really all about, is thinking about now, how do I really use this in the real world? You
Yeah.
know, group
Yeah.
buy,
Oh, it's
it's the bottom line.
it's
Everybody want to
it.
know what's the bottom line.
Yeah, yeah, that and inner joins and outer joins. So,
Yeah.
that's something that you guys really, really, really need to know. And because you're going to be asked to do this. If you're working in a job and you're doing SQL and your boss asks you a question, and of course, he's not going to know what an inner join is or outer join or group buys. He's just going to say, "This is the information I need because I got to show this to the board of directors or my upper management because they want to know." You have to figure this out. So it has to be told to you in real world terms. But then, of course, we also, we give you the hints. We tell you this is going to be a group and this is going to be an inner, and then you guys have to do it better I don't want to say correctly because a lot of times there's multiple ways of actually doing
Right.
things, but the best way, or the better, the best way you guys can do it.
Well, and I always like to say, for me, the best is always two things. One, is it efficient? But two, is it sustainable? Meaning, if another person you can write the most concise query, but if another person can come in and can't figure out what you're doing,
Oh yeah.
there's a problem. So it's always managing, that. And that actually goes back to our first, remember when we were doing clean code? It's like, it's not,
Mhm.
clean code is not just about a little minute, small amounts of code, but code that's understandable.
Exactly. And later on, one of the things that we also do that we also add a lot of times, we comment our code. We say, okay, we're doing this, and then, in this section, we're doing something else. So that, that proverbial bus that's always coming around the corner, if you get hit by that bus, someone else has to pick up your work. And if you can comment what you guys are doing, it'll be easier for the next guy to be able to read it.
But what I will do is I'm going to hijack right now and kind of talk about your upcoming assignment, which is trying to link Python to SQL Server.
Hmm.
So let me share my screen really quick.
Sure.
I know I'm going to send a request to share my screen.
And hold on, go for it.
Okay. Um, so let me share now. All right. So let me hop into Canvas here.
Hmm.
Um, what I did is I understand that it's been challenging to get Python runtime operating within SQL Management Studio. And in the end, I'm not really too concerned about that. I know some of you have spent a lot of time, and I know you don't like hearing it. But really, it's about understanding how these technologies will more and more be handing off, because Python is the language of AI.
Hmm.
So we've got to really just get that all in and figure out. So I put in a troubleshooting checklist for getting Python up and running within SQL Server. If you can't do this, that's fine. What I did is I modified, um, because unfortunately, it used to be SQL Server would in fact ship with a runtime of Python, but they don't do that anymore. So you got to manually connect it. And it's not bad, but it's not easy as well. So you know you need to do that. The important thing is that you again think about well, what is the goal here? My goal is to get a solution to my instructor. My goal is to get a solution to my supervisor.
Hmm.
Um, so what I put in here is a statement here that running Python services inside SQL Server environment can be challenging. So if you can't do it, don't spend a super amount of long time of it. Just go ahead and export your data set from SQL. So you have one of two options for the challenge. Either do it purely in a stored procedure or export it and do it in Python. Or if you want to do both, that's great. Because they're not really long, it's good for you to have both of them under your base. So what you want to do is still implement the required logic using either a stored procedure or a Python script if you can't get it, because really SQL Server running Python internally is just a convenience. It can be a while. It's nice to be able to say, hey, here's a stored procedure that does two things. One, it creates a data set and sends it over to Python. The Python script runs and it's all in one package,
Hmm.
opposed to, oh, I have to download this. Now I've got to import it into Python. So it's just a convenience. Um, so as you work through this, if things get a, a bit more, if you feel like you're spending a lot of time on something, always work smartly, meaning, oh, what does my instructor want me to do? Hey, ChatGPT, hey, Gemini, here's my assignment and I'm having trouble. How can I still do this assignment if I can't complete this one step? Because you have to do that in the business world as well. I constantly have to go in and say, hey, this isn't working the way we thought it was going to work.
Exactly. That happens all the time.
That happens all the time.
All the time.
And so, why this is good in this class is these are really good opportunities for interview questions. You know,
Hmm.
you're going to get interviewed. When did something not work and what did you do?
Hmm.
If you've been handed the answers all along and not figured them out, you won't have a response to that. But
Exactly.
troubleshooters are what make really good workers. That's what
Yep.
it's going to be all about, because as we see 80, 90%, there's this new application called Code 66. Have you seen it?
Hmm.
It can create a mobile app and gets you about 80% there. I
Hmm.
mean, it can completely build the interface screens. It can really build just using common language to explain what you need.
Hmm.
So it's really changing. So it's really about those troubleshooting skills. So when something doesn't work in this class, I don't want you to get super frustrated. I don't want you to, it's not so much about the final product in this particular class. It's about the experience getting there. And what did you learn?
Exactly.
How does it prepare you for the business world?
Exactly. And show what you did, you know. Don't show me the whole long thing, but at least show me the steps in terms of what you did, how what you asked, you know, the result sets, things like that. So we could see the troubleshooting. We could see where you know, you were going. And then we could kind of point you in the right direction as well. So,
And then I'm going to say we're doing this with this course as well. I mean, in the sense that, you know, when we prepared this course, this was something that was working, but now it's not. So we've got to be constantly using your input to change that. So, um, and already now there's a new version of SQL Server that it has even more integrated AI. And so now I've got to test that and see.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, the tools are constantly changing, they're updating. So
Well,
you
it used
have
to be
to add.
like every 5 years. Now it seems like
Oh
every
no, it's every
couple of
year.
months now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it could be one tool or two tools or you know, it's ever changing. I mean, but that's the environment, right? So,
But the most important thing I want to leave with is I don't want to minimize any frustration you've had trying to figure that out. I genuinely apologize for that. And as you move through, you're both getting toward the end of your career here with the program is, you know, make sure you step back and say, hey, this is getting too complicated. This doesn't seem to be going the way it is. Let me come up with an alternative way. You know, we're here to help, but
yeah.
at this point, we're looking for you to do as much troubleshooting as you possibly can.
Absolutely.
Okay,
It's not just about getting to the right answer, it's also how you get there.
right.
Yep.
William, are you okay with that?
Yeah. So do you want me to write up some of the work I did yesterday?
No,
Because
man, I saw what you did. I loved it. I saw
I
all
did
the stuff that you
everything
did
I
with
could think of.
ChatGPT. You gave me the result sets. Yeah, no, you're good to go. You're good.
Good, good.
You're
I
good. That's what I want to see. That I want to I need to see those snippets. I need to see how you got to certain places. Because if I just see SQL, I I could take it and I could run it myself. But then if I see a whole bunch of, SQL statements, I'm going to be like, okay, did this work? Did that work? Did that not work? You know? But no, I like what you gave me. No, you're good.
So
All right.
you don't want a checklist written up and I'll just skip over. I'm going to go to the stored procedure option that Steve talked about. I'm just going to do that because I'm tired.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your work, William.
Yes, yes, you've been doing good.
All right, let me share something really cool, quick too. Remember, always, always after these, and you're working through these challenges, go ahead and then upload the challenge um, to your favorite AI tool.
Right.
So here was the challenge for complete. And though, William, even though you weren't able to get it operating within the runtime within SQL Server, it'll still walk you through
Mhm.
how it would have worked had it been running. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I definitely I researched most of that.
But make sure then, whenever you do these challenges, to upload it to say, what does this script do? Walk me through this script. And so that way, even if you didn't do the challenge exactly, you still understand what the challenge was trying to teach you. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Any questions? Matthew, you had some questions there? Are you going to provide me that a couple of extra screenshots for that week
Yeah,
two?
I'm gonna send the results for all three assignments I did. I'm also thinking about the dates that I was doing it because it was uh, uh, so if I just send the results and then I could just move on to the next assignment, was that a
Fine.
possibility?
That's
Oh,
fine.
that sounds great. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's good. And how was week three?
It was good. I've been really like
Were you able to
enamored.
run the Python?
I don't think I had the Python option for week three. I might have had. I didn't see that in the week three. Like when I saw Steven's, I can share my screen for the canvas if you guys want, because I didn't see anything of that. I just saw the. Let's see, week three off the top of my head was the like you ran the code, um, and to be honest, my mind's kind of focused on week one right now, but I can
Okay.
show you. I didn't see anything with the Python though, so I'll make sure to double check that was part of
Yeah,
my
double
assignment.
check because that was in there. So yeah, that
Sure.
was part of that. With the stored procedure and stuff. So make sure you go through that and you get that in.
Yeah, I don't know why I would have done it if I saw it, so I don't know what's happening there. But yeah, I'll
Okay.
definitely send the results for all three for sure.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys?
Is there any way I might get a 1 day extension till Tuesday night for
Of
this third
course.
week?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
all right.
Yeah, anytime you guys, if you need an extra day or two, I don't have a problem with it. So, especially
Um.
if you're working on it and you're trying to get it done. So, not a problem.
Uh, Also, I have another question.
Go for
Uh,
it.
for for week two, I did like. Would it be better to just do the LinkedIn assignments? I did like my own like thing with the my Pokemon chat thing, and it worked really well. It fit the requirements of the challenge. But if you guys would rather me just do that over again with the LinkedIn, I don't mind doing all this over again. This is like very interesting for me, and I like it. So
That's okay. I mean, as long as you get the results that are required, it's in there, you get what you're supposed to do. That's fine. No
okay, okay,
problem with that.
Or I'm going to always play the devil's advocate.
Go for it.
Instead of doing the same thing, go back to your tool, Gemini, saying, okay, how can I take this to the next level?
Hmm.
Meaning, because if you redid what was just in LinkedIn, it would be stuff that you already know. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I've already mastered this. Go back to it and say, hey, how do I take this to the next level?
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, any other words of wisdom here?
No, it's just, I think you all know just a big fan of all these generative AI tools. What I've seen lately in terms of video creation, image creation, and now sound is just mind-boggling. I mean, it's so good. I love being able to put in a file and then hear me speak with a French accent.
Yeah. We did something very similar because we do a lot of robotics down here. So being able to put in like a voice file and then have it come out and sound like C3PO,
Right, yeah.
which is fantastic. Or real time, being able to, let's say you have a mic and whatever you say, actually what comes out of the amp sounds like C3PO. So it
Right, yeah.
actually modifies and modulates your voice to sound like Anthony Daniels. Unbelievable. The stuff that
Yeah,
you could do now is incredible.
yeah.
Yeah,
So just remember, use your imagination.
exactly. Exactly. All right.
Great. Thank you all. And thank you for your patience.
No,
All
thank
right.
you. Thank you. Excellent stuff.
All right, see you guys.
All right. See you next week.
See you, Matt.